Come, hold my hand. Let's go on an adventure. Hey. Thanks so much for being here today. I hope that you're having a great week. Ours has been a little bit stressful, and just before you go and hang up your real estate owning jacket to join in on our nomadic community, have a listen to this episode and you can see how stressful our life of adventure can be sometimes. We also share some insight into why we go by Momo and Appa. We just joke with each other and give you guys a little bit of an inside look at how we navigate some of those difficult conversations and discuss sort of why things are a little stressful right now so that we can laugh our way through them. But before we get into the episode, I want to take a moment to give a big shout out to the people who have supported us in the last week. If you want to shout out like this, you can head to the info of this episode and click on any of the buttons that say support this show. And any support will get you a shout out like this, as well as some additional content and some behind the scenes stuff and you know, a bunch of other stuff. So if you want to be really cool and support us, we would love that. But before we jump into it, I want to take this moment to give a shout out and a special thank you to every single one of you who has supported us over the last week. It's made a monumental difference in our ability to put out this work, and I really am so proud of the community that we're building. So if you have a couple bucks to spare, click the support this show link in the info of this episode, and we would love to have you as part of our community. But for today, thank you so much to Kat, who is one of my dear friends who has been supporting me and us from the beginning of this show. They will be on an episode next week, I believe, and they're really cool. They have so much to share. They have 2 kids and just so interesting, and I'm really excited for you guys to meet them, because to know them is to love them, and I'm so excited for you guys to know them. And then additionally, I want to thank Tracy Rumbecky, who has part of our nomadic parenting community on Patreon. And I just want to say thank you specifically to you because you have always supported us and I really appreciate that. And then there's Alexis or Gumpy. And if you've listened to this episode, you can find out just who Gumpy is to us. And then we've got Amanda Ludwig, who if you've listened to last week, she was on an episode, super fucking cool. Definitely a person you're going to want to get to know. She helps you meditate and breathe through it while simultaneously helping us show up to be the best parents we can for our littles. And then to James Flynn. So thank you guys so much for all your support this past week. Every single one of you means so much. And like I said, if you want to shout out just like this, please click on the support the show link in the info of this episode. And here we go. Come, hold my hand. Let's go on an adventure.
Do you want to try it again?
Yep. I'm just going to say welcome to Nomadic Adventures. I'm your host, Effie Mac Morris. I go by Momo to the child that we parent, and I'm here with my partner, who is called
Ryan, or Appa to the same child
that we have together.
Yes.
And this is our show called Nomadic Adventures. My show. It's mine. You can't have it.
I wonder if you can hear my beard.
I feel like pretty sure that you probably can.
All right, let's go.
I don't think anybody wants to, though. So I was going to say, welcome to Nomadic Adventures, as if that was going to be like the new intro, in hopes that you would then do that whole bit about the O'Reilly Auto Parts thing, which I think is only for a certain area, right? It's O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Yeah, I think it's a regional like nomadic, and then you could say adventures after that.
Yeah, that's us.
I don't think we can use that though. We'll see if they contact us.
I mean, now that everything's like AI automated and stuff, I feel like they probably get a notification that their like full name was used in the world. Okay, so we just had like probably a really I think a really fucking stressful like 48 to 72 hours. I had a big plan for what we were going to talk about. It was going to kind of be about January when we first started moving. But our lives did not work out that way. And so today we are going to talk about some other stuff. You're going to hear the nitty gritty of why living like this can really suck.
Gritty because we're in
Philly.
Philadelphia, yeah.
Yeah. Philadelphia. I don't know if we can say that either.
No, that one's fine.
Oh, okay. Cool. But yeah, so instead today Ryan and I are just going to have a conversation about what the fuck has happened the last few days, how we're going to kind of approach it, and how we're going to move forward in the next few days. And then I think if we get through that really quickly, we might talk about some other really hot button issues.
Okay.
I have them written down. I don't remember what they are. Oh, yep. I remember now what the hot button issues are. I'm not going to tell anybody. They're for me to know. If
you gotta listen
had
to the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Maybe not even this episode.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, hopefully this episode.
I mean, we'll see if we get to them.
Yeah.
You might have to listen to this whole episode and then still not know, and then wait until next week.
Well, no, not next week, but the week after.
A time later.
Yeah, at some point later. But maybe for you in just a click, because this episode might end and then you can just go to the episode, the next one, because who knows when you're listening to it. This is forever out in the world.
Yep.
So I think we should start at like Thursday when you got home from work. So Ryan had a work trip. Mm-hmm. He had to be, you know what? Maybe we go back a little bit further we were in Richmond, Virginia, and my sibling had a child. And so I thought it was really important that we go back to like our home state of New Jersey and see some family. And then it's summer and our families live by the beach. And so there were a ton of reasons for us to stay. And so we just kept staying. And then we set a date to leave, which was the weekend after your trip, because you had to go to DC for work. And so Thursday, do you remember how you felt when we picked you up from I want to say the airport, but the train station?
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
I was like excited to see you and Poppy, but otherwise I was like tired, I think.
Yeah, I think we were all tired. So you had left on Sunday and then it was Thursday. During that time, I had family with me, but I also had a baby, like as an almost solo parent. So sleep was really shitty or extra shitty. And I was really jealous of you, like having a bed to yourself and like no baby waking you up.
I just had to work.
Yeah.
I did get like 8 hours of sleep one of those nights, I think. So
I feel like I'm jealous then. This is me jealous. But then you came home and we were like, okay, we're going to talk about where we're going to take our next steps. We were planning to go to Detroit, I think, at that point.
Yeah, I think we were planning Detroit or Pittsburgh or somewhere just further west in general.
And then I went to the doctor on Friday, maybe? Or
I think Wednesday or Thursday.
Oh, right, because you were in DC. Yeah, so you were in DC. I went to the doctor and I found out that I had to have like a blood infusion thing because I have some blood disorders, and one of the proteins in my blood is forming, but just not forming enough of them. So this is kind of like a little boost to help my body like produce more. But because of that, I need to like go to the doctor around New Jersey, which kind of sucks. Because that put a big hula hoop. Delay is a good word. I was going to say hula hoop.
That does make sense. So yeah, delay's better.
In my head, I'm seeing a flaming hula hoop, and you have to jump through it.
That's not a known idiom, I don't think.
Okay.
Or metaphor. But yeah, we got delayed, and then we didn't really know. We still don't really know how.
How delayed, yeah, because we're still waiting on insurance, because this is the first time I've been on this insurance, and every time they're like, but have you tried? It's been 7 years. Yeah, we have. Like, yes. But yeah, so they don't want to approve it. So then I had to call whatever, big back and forth. So I've been dealing with calling doctors and insurance and other insurance people. And then you have on the same side been sort of dealing with housing.
Yeah, so we were staying with family and planning to move Saturday or Sunday. And then we were planning to let's just do Sunday, but go to Philly. And then that's kind of where like we got bumped from
Like our housing.
From our housing, the company that we usually use landing.
The company's called Hello Landing, and if you do want to use it even after listening to this, and I think we do recommend it for the most part.
Yeah, it has its drawbacks.
Yeah, and especially for the way that we do it, so we pay a bit less, and then we can get like kicked out up until the day we're leaving, or we're moving in.
Yeah, so we got kicked out early Sunday morning, basically when we had planned to leave that day, like later that day. So we woke up and then didn't have a place to go that evening.
Well, not that didn't have a place to go. Like we were safe and had a place to go.
Yeah.
I think that's like definitely important to say that like we weren't essentially homeless.
No. Yeah, because we were staying with family, we were able to say, okay, we're going to stay another day or whatever. But it was kind of like, okay, this place is no longer available. None of the other places in the city are available. But we had already like packed up, told people we're leaving. I mean, that part happens often, that we tell people we're going somewhere and then we end up going somewhere else or taking more time or whatever. But we were already packed up, and then it took another
2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
To leave, which like living out of a suitcase and not quite knowing when you're going to go is like what we do usually, but usually we have
more time. Yeah, I think the big issue here was that like we had said we were leaving, we were ready to leave. I think we were, everybody involved was ready for it to a little bit be over. The family we were staying with, they're so lovely and they're so inviting and all of that, but like fish, it goes bad if it's there for too long or something. What's the saying? What's the idiom? But like,
I think it's also like we had said that we're leaving, so people are like, okay, I'm going to do this then when they're gone. And like, there are things that you can't do when you have guests.
And a toddler.
Around all the time.
Yeah.
So.
But I think also like we have overstayed our welcome, and I think in that as well, all of our stuff was all over the place because everything's like packed and out and ready to be packed and ready to go in the car, but couldn't go in the car, and like our suitcases have to go on the roof, so we can't just like leave it on the roof for days.
Yeah, it's not like we'll put them in the trunk and then leave them, because if it's on the roof, it's pretty like you can easily steal it if you really wanted to.
Yeah. Don't though, please.
Yeah, don't steal our stuff. Don't steal
Don't
anybody's
steal
stuff.
anyone's stuff. Yeah. But yeah, we, especially because we like live and travel and go to cities often, we know better than to leave our stuff, especially because it's like essentially all of our stuff. But so finally today we woke up, and we were like, okay, we're moving, right? And we're waiting for the email. We're like waiting for them to say like, no, you're not moving
To
in.
cancel, yeah.
Yeah. Because for the last 2 days, each day they were like, tomorrow, no tomorrow. And then today they were like, okay, yeah, you can move in. So it's a weekday. Ryan has to work, so we have to wait till work's over and travel like at night. And it's fucking shitty, especially doing the like putting the stuff on the roof of the car like during nap times or when someone can like watch the baby. And it's just rough. It was a rough few days.
Yeah, and also because we weren't planning on staying, we didn't go to the grocery store. And then, like, by 2 days after that, of not planning to go to the grocery store, things get not like tough. Like, there still obviously was food, but just like the things that we eat and we rely on to like make a quick breakfast, make quick snacks.
Yeah. Well, a toddler needs food like 5 minutes before they ask for it. So like having bananas and like bananas go bad. So if we're going to travel, we don't really want them, and like avocados and things like that. But then we really need them because they're easy to throw on bread and say, here, food.
Yeah. Like peanut butter on toast is like a good go-to, but if we don't have those things, if we're not planning to like stick around, there's no reason to get more of whatever until obviously we leave. So just those delays made, and each day was like, okay, well now we're like scraping more of the bottom of the barrel of our easy go-to snacks.
Yeah, our easy go-to snacks, and then as well as like relying on takeout and going. I don't know, it was just shitty. Like, and not even that it was ish. Oh, and then on top of that, I woke up Monday morning with like a splitting migraine that like proceeded to just get worse and worse throughout the day. And like, and there were so many like, and I'm trying to think of the best way to say this, but like there was so much happening and so many questions because no one else could provide the answers besides Ryan and I of like when we're leaving or what our plans are. But like we also didn't know those answers. And so the amount of like reach out and love and support we were given was like wonderful. But I had this horrible headache and like my phone just kept going off. And so I threw it on silent and I like told Ryan I was going upstairs and like went into the bedroom. And then the next thing I knew, it was like 7:00 at night or something. It was like so late. And I basically like just disappeared on him, which I'm sure made it so much easier for you.
But now we're here in
Philadelphia.
where we have lots of, I don't know, memories and.
Yeah. Well, okay. So we lived here as a couple. We got married here. We lived here the last time nope, that's not true. Before I start down that path, that's a lie. I think like whenever we're in the area, we don't stay in Philadelphia because we're like, we already know that we love it. But we've never done it as a family. And I think that we were both like, this makes sense to kind of do what we do here. I mean, like, I'm excited to explore all the like child-led activities and do the libraries and stuff here.
I think that I was here, I got off the train here and took the train from here. And so I was just like, oh, it's so nice to be back here And this is, I think, the first time that we're really doing a city that we've done before, like lived in before.
Yeah, yeah. I think that we're doing a city that we've never that we've lived in before, so we have like memories or thoughts or feelings or whatever about apart from parenting. And we have so many like friends and family in the area, and so like I think there's so much for us to do, but I think also like it's a way for us to see the city like new.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're also in a different part of the city than we lived in and spent a lot of time in. So I think it'll be, and it's years later and we have a child, so it'll be a totally different experience, but it's definitely...
Nah, it'll probably be the same.
It'll be exactly the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll be interesting because I think I've at least visited some of the cities that we've gone to, or we've visited them together. But this is the first one that we have like intimate knowledge with.
Yeah. Like we didn't sleep with the city, but like we slept with the city. But no, yeah, like we do. We have so much history in Philadelphia, so I'm excited to explore the city. If you have any recommendations, just like go into the info of this episode, click send us a text, and then text us and tell us where we should go. And we might.
Or hit a DM.
Yeah, I mean, you could also do a DM. I don't recommend it.
Never mind. Don't do a DM. So my bad. But you want to go over our other gripes of the day?
I think our gripes of today, and I think so for a little okay. So Ryan gets home from DC. We are like, okay, we can't head to Detroit, so instead we have to like maybe head to Philly, and so we're kind of like trying to navigate that. We're not stressed, but we're like, okay, we have to kind of change our plans. We start changing our plans, and by Sunday we're like, okay, we're gonna get going. Like we're all excited. We've had our like goodbye dinner. Everyone's kind of in a good mood. We get to see or we wake up Sunday morning, I think, right? And we find out that we're not leaving that day. So we get to spend some time with some friends, which was really nice. But then that night we're like, okay, we got a plan. We're packing, we're getting everything ready. And we're thinking Monday we'll get the text and like, maybe you can take a half day and we'll leave in the afternoon. Like we just kind of were like planning, and the stressors start getting a little higher. And then Tuesday, right? No, Monday,
Today.
whatever. One day, yeah, Monday. At some point I disappear. So now I guess it's Monday, to go upstairs with an ice pack and like die. And Ryan's like left alone to deal with work and a baby. And so I think his stressors were pretty high. And then we like wake up today and my headache's not gone. We're trying to navigate packing the car and getting Poppy settled and sorted, and stressors are high. We finally get the car ready. We get in the car. We're on the move. We're going. And things are good. We arrive. We land. We unpack. We get inside. First gripe, they only have one key. Which means...
Yeah, that happens often with this, which is tough with a dog and
a toddler,
because it means somebody has to be behind, or they can't get into the apartment, or it's just a ton more communication and inconvenience needed.
Yeah, because now neither of us can leave the apartment without saying, I have the keys. You can't leave now.
Or you can leave, but you cannot get back in.
Yes. Okay, so gripes number one. Then we get upstairs. We get in. Place is lovely. It always is. Furniture is almost exactly the same as it is in every one that we go to. But then how long before you realize the second gripe?
I looked at the Wi-Fi pretty quickly because we have a Wi-Fi
baby
monitor, so it's usually something that we think of quickly. So I looked at the Wi-Fi to see. Also, a somewhat annoying thing is that the baby monitor only works on like the old version of Wi-Fi or something like that. So if
Oh
it's
yeah,
5G
it can't
Wi-Fi,
do 5G. It has
it
to
won't
do
work.
what? 2.4?
Yeah, which like I did not know anything about before we got it. But
Also, just additional like content creator crap over here. If you do head to our Patreon, there's a bunch of information about the outlet and what we like and don't like about it. Or if you have any questions, you could totally slide into like my DMs.
But so yeah, I looked at the Wi-Fi pretty quickly, and like in the landing app, it usually has what the Wi-Fi is, but that was not correct or updated or whatever. And so the Wi-Fi, I tried to set it up myself, and it's Xfinity, so you can't, and it needs to be set up by like whoever is paying the bill for it. So then I talked to the people from landing, and they said like, oh yeah, that's an issue. So
And they're right. It is an issue. But we need internet. We need internet to do work. We need internet to watch our child while she sleeps. We need internet to scroll aimlessly so that we don't have to talk to each other.
To watch our stories.
Yes, we
We're
do
not
need
caught
it.
up on our stories. And
I want to know what happens to Jake Gyllenhaal. Does he get in trouble? Did he do the murder? What happens?
That's about Apple TV Plus exclusive presumed innocence.
Yeah.
We're on episode something. No spoilers.
Yeah, so don't text us and tell us what happened.
But yeah, it's just a big inconvenience. It means that
Not having internet means literally our lives are harder.
yeah. And I mean, I work remotely, and I use the internet 95% of the time when I'm doing my job, so maybe a little less than that. But it just means that everything is a little bit harder, and it means that I'll need to go somewhere during the day to do most of my job until it's fixed. And with one key, that also is more cumbersome.
Coordinating. Yeah. It's a lot more coordinating because then if Poppy and I need to leave or want to leave, which we likely will at some point, we'll need to be coordinated. Like just that. Like we'll have to get to you to get the key, or we'll have to meet up with you before we come back so you can get the key, or like, I don't know.
And then our last, we like went grocery shopping.
Oh yeah, but don't even, you can't. Grocery shopping was also like, we went grocery shopping, and then on the way home from grocery shopping, on top of an already beyond stressful day, like on the way home from the grocery store, I think I don't know why it happened, but I saw this face, and I've seen it a few times before in the rear view mirror, and Ryan's in the passenger seat, and he hears me go, "You okay? You okay? Why are you making that face?" And within
like seconds, Poppy started vomiting on herself in the back seat. So we pull over, and then Effie like starts just making sure that she's not like choking. I mean, obviously as we're pulling over and everything, I'm looking in the back to make sure she's not either. I've also many times like scooped out of her mouth,
This
just to make sure, which is like a gross, just I think parent.
Yeah.
Probably many people have that experience.
Maybe not though, but like I'm honestly, my tummy's getting a little upset thinking about it, so we can move past it. But yeah, so Poppy decides to get.
I don't know if it was a decision. I think she probably would have decided not to if she was
this fucking bitch. No, she got sick. So I think we were both just like, oh, it's finally over. We have groceries. We're gonna go home. We're gonna make dinner. And we're going to just, it'll be fine. And we'll go to sleep. And then tomorrow will be a new day. And we'll be that much closer to internet. And instead, it was like, Okay, now we have to figure out how to get this vomit-stained child into the apartment with one key.
I mean, the one key wasn't that big of a different deal there, but
Okay, so Ryan has to, he cradle carries the entire car seat while she is just like sitting in her vomit with like a towel kind of covering her to like, it was just, whew.
it was grody.
It was hella grody. But yeah, he then brings her into the bathtub and I'm like, okay, I will clean her. And you go look for a
Yeah, I looked for like a, because what we've used the last time, I think
this
that
has
it
happened
happened
before.
in Richmond. We were like on the way to a park and it happened that she like threw up and we were like moments from the parking lot. It was a real bummer. But then I used like a dog wash station to like rinse down the car seat before we like actually washed the portions of it that are washable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I looked for a dog wash station area at our apartment here and they don't have one.
And he said even the dog park is itty bitty, which is a bummer. Because in the past, some of the dog parks at the
Apartments
are good.
I mean, our dog is small, so it'll be fine. But
oh yeah,
there's not enough room for many dogs to run around, which is.
I feel like also our dog doesn't run.
No,
I mean,
she'll
she
watch
can.
other dogs run. But.
She can run, guys. She can run. But yeah, so then Poppy vomits and tells us that we need to stop thinking about ourselves. And we're like, yeah, true. So then we have to, whatever. We do that. And we're like, okay, she's clean. Everything's taken care of. Let's make dinner. And then the stove doesn't work.
Yeah, the stove / oven.
Range.
Thingy,
whatever you'd call it, doesn't work. So today was like
so then we got McDonald's instead.
Yes, so then we got McDonald's
as a treat for ourselves.
I don't even know if it's a treat though.
A consolation prize.
Yeah, it's like everything sucks already, might as well
pile on poor food.
Yeah. And I will say, Poppy didn't eat McDonald's. She had hummus and toast. Yeah. Just so you guys don't think we're absolutely horrible parents.
Yeah, we're not going to give her McDonald's right after she vomits. I feel like that's a bad decision.
Although I don't know if garlic hummus and bread is also great.
She's Mediterranean.
That's what I was going to say. So she's fine. But yeah, I think those are our gripes at the moment. Our internet's going to be up and running hopefully in a day. Mm-hmm. Fingers crossed.
And we do there's Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah. There's public Wi-Fi. There's like
in the
co-working spaces.
In the area. That's going to make it very reasonably doable. It's just a ton of small things piling up one after another that gets
frustrating.
Sometimes, annoying.
Yeah. And I think there were a few points today where we both, what did I say to you this morning? Where you were like, it's all my fault. What did I said something. Okay. So I am chronically ill. And I think people forget that chronic means forever. Like, someone recently said to me, I didn't realize you were still disabled. And I went, it's never gonna go away. It's likely never gonna go away. But I have a lot of trouble with stairs. And because I have a lot of trouble with stairs, I'm very, very intentional when I use the stairs. I'm doing a trip once, maybe twice if I have to, but that means I'm like piling on so that I look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. Like I need like 3 backpacks on my back, like something on my chest, everything in the crevices of my arms, and I'm gonna slowly waddle backwards down the stairs, even if it takes me 10 minutes. But I will bring everything down in one trip. Whereas Ryan today walked down the stairs holding 2 backpacks in his arms like they were twin babies. And he was cradling them like he loved them and he didn't want to hurt them. And I thought, wow, that's crazy. You're just going to go back up the stairs for more stuff? And then I told you that. Mm-hmm. And then you got upset.
Yeah, because I was saying, oh, it's hot, and I'm running up and down the stairs. And I don't think that one trip is the one that did it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But I think we were both, at times, very irritable the past couple of days.
I don't think I've been irritable at all.
Oh, okay.
Well, you tell me one time when I was really bad.
No.
Okay. Do you have anything that you want to talk about in these moments of feelings and frustration? Do you want to navigate how we're going to get through tomorrow?
I mean, I think tomorrow will be easy compared to
today.
Yeah, today or the last couple of days. I think it'll be just, we've done what we do tomorrow many times.
Well, what do you think you're going to do for work? You're going to go downstairs?
Yeah, probably I'll go to the co-working space, or go with you to the library or to a coffee shop or something. And
Cool. Just my thought process is getting Poppy in the car. We'll have to have the car seat cleaned then. So I was thinking of maybe checking up if there's like a hangout space, I think, on the roof, which could be cool. I've always heard kids love looking off rooftops.
Yep.
That's true, right?
Like from the movie Spider-Man.
Okay, I'm going to tell this story because I don't know if everybody who listens to the podcast knows this story. But if at any point in your life you watched the movie Spider-Man, not the amazing one, just the regular one with Tobey Maguire, right? Tobey Maguire. He kisses Kate Winslet. What's her name? Katie McKinnon?
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst. Kristen Dunst? Is it Kirsten or Kristen?
I'm pretty sure it's Kirsten.
Okay. He kisses her, but he's hanging upside down. And so sometimes I flip Poppy over and I hold her by her like tummy and I kiss her and I make her do Spider-Man kisses. And I think it's going to be really cute that she'll know Spider-Man kisses before she even watches that movie.
Spider-Man.
The movie.
Did you know that scene is all improv?
Was he just...
He wasn't even supposed to be hanging upside down. He just did that with his webs and stuff.
Wow.
That's a little behind the scenes knowledge for you.
Wow. Yeah, so Poppy does Spider-Man kisses. I thought we could talk about our names.
Everybody has them.
We're going to do our tight 5 on names. You're going to go first. I don't think anyone can see you do the finger guns. Guys, he's doing finger guns right now at me. I'm going to talk about names. Names for me in general are important. I think that from an early
age, you had a name?
From an early age, I had a name. And I found that I didn't resonate with my name, and it became really important to find a name that I felt fit me, and I don't know, that I felt was me. And I think in that same scope, I think that's where nicknames come from, in my opinion.
Were you gonna say nipples?
I was gonna say nipples. I was going to say nipples.
Okay, so you said you needed to think of your own nickname, right?
No, I was saying that I think names are important. I personally have a very strong connection with respecting people's choices of name. like when you meet someone and their name is Katie and they're like,
You have to say it that way. That's what they say. It's like, no, not Katie. Katie.
pretend you're Nick Kroll and go, Katie. It's like you're saying kitty, but with an A.
Katie.
You got it. You got it, guys. Good. No, but at some point you're like, I don't want to go by that name. Like, I want to be Catherine.
Big Joe.
I want to be Big Joe. Yeah. Or
why does my dad get to be Big Joe? I want to be Big Joe. He should change his name.
Yes.
That's what that sort of situation?
Yes, literally exactly that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've run across that a lot.
In high school, Ryan had this nickname.
No, that's one of my favorite bits. Is that used to be my name in high school, my nickname in high school, because it's the Mr. Softy truck.
The one time it was the Mr. Softy truck.
Well, it's such an easy.
I said, "Ooh, look, Mr. Softy," and Ryan said,
"That used to be my nickname in high school."
And it is funny.
And it's anybody listening right now, still listening, you can steal it. Go for it.
It's yours.
You see a fun sign, say, "Oh, that used to be my nickname in high school."
Yep.
If it's a little more mature, go college.
Oh, if if the nickname is more mature.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. Of course. Okay. Yeah. So nicknames are important. Names in general.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go through how we chose our daughter's name? Is that what where we're headed?
Yeah, I think in our kids are planned for children's names, and then as well as like our names. And
so, how did we pick the name that we gave our child? Have you mentioned what the name is on here?
What our daughter's name is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
They know.
I wasn't sure how private that was.
If you had listened to any of the episodes that you're not in, I know that that's hard for you to do.
I mean, I've listened to some of them, but I'm usually
zoned out.
Well, to me, it's the same thing that I hear nonstop every day.
So we didn't know Poppy's sex before she was born. Our intention was to find out
day of.
Our OB, like the week leading up to her birth, like kept saying him. And really, really, really made us think that it was really made me think it was going to be a boy. But I think she was like psyching us out.
I think she said you might have been otherwise occupied. But she told us that once learned that we don't want to know the sex, she just doesn't even look at it. So she said she didn't even know either.
Yeah. That feels very her.
So I'm imagining that she just went with.
She told me one time that I was her coolest patient. I don't know if she says that to everyone, but she said it to me once.
Just the ones that need to hear it.
Wouldn't you be proud?
I'm proud of you.
You should be. Okay. So we didn't know. We
didn't know the sex.
We didn't know the sex.
So we prepared 2 names.
Yes.
We had them right in our holsters.
Do you remember our boy name?
Owen.
Mm-hmm.
Still works. We could still go back and change it.
We could and we should. Spelled?
EOGHAIN, I think.
I think just AN.
AN. We were gonna go with the Irish
spelling of
Owen, just to confuse people.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that was because of Ryan Reynolds. If you guys have ever heard of him, he bought a football team or something. him and the guy from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
And they were doing something back and forth where they're talking about names of the players on their team and how Rob, because he's Irish, or is he Welsh? Is he Irish? Do you know?
McElhenney is Irish,
Oh,
but
yeah.
the team is Welsh.
Whatever. So they're all going back and forth, and Ryan Reynolds can't pronounce any of their names, and Rob can. And what's his last name?
McElhenney.
McElhenney. The end. That's it. That in a Instagram thing they were doing that, and then I saw that name, and then we shared it, and then we talked about it, and then we said, "Yep, Owen." And then Ryan's aunts were Mays.
Mm-hmm.
Anna May and
there's another May somewhere
Willow?
back there.
No.
Anna May and her, I think, sister Winifred. Eddie? She was no. I think it's just an Eddie. I don't know if she had a middle name.
That would be really surprising.
You used to not need one. You just had just the one for
Forever.
For frugality.
And Poppy, my grandfather's name was Poppy. He passed when I was fairly young, and then my family and I would collect like poppies anytime we'd see like a veteran thing. Ryan's birthday is on Veterans Day, 11/11, and the poppy is the veterans flag, and so there's a lot of connections to Poppy, and so there was also oh my goodness, the month before she was born, we were watching another Rob. Can't do it.
McElhenney. Oh, the Mythic Quest.
We were watching Mythic Quest, and
Which
one
has
of
a
the
poppy in
characters was named Poppy. I started watching this show called Koala Man. Yep, I got it. And it was an Australian guy, and they have this thing called tall poppy syndrome. And so there was a whole episode about poppies on that show. And then my friend had a baby whose name is Magnolia, and she was given a flower book for her birthday. And the first flower in the book is a poppy. And I remember like that.
A lot of serendipitous poppy
Poppy
things.
propaganda.
Propaganda days.
Pop. Yeah.
I need a pop filter on this microphone. Oh my God. Get him out of here. He's hilarious.
This guy, what are you on a podcast? Yuck. But then the other thing that I felt was important was I 100% did not want to call Ryan dad or daddy. I did not want to hear
a child say that?
Yeah. I don't like to hear any children say it, but I get it for other kids. I also wanted a sense of maybe I just wanted us to be different for difference sake. I think that sometimes is my desire. But I think when we were going to, when we first talked about it, you wanted to be Papa.
Yeah, I think if we didn't have a person named Poppy.
Yes, it would have been
It was going to be Papa. And also I think depending on what country we're going to be in, majority of the time.
What would you have gone by then?
Well, like in a country where, like if we're in England
Fata.
or something. Yeah, like if we were in Germany, it would be like Fati or something like that.
I mean, I'm not against that still, though. Quick change.
I mean, there's tons of time.
I don't think so. She says it already.
I think because her name is Poppy, it was like, okay, well, we're not going to do Poppy and Papa. That's confusing.
Confusing unnecessarily. And then we decided on Appa.
Which is probably still confusing, but...
I guess it could be, if you want it to be. And then, I don't know if you've ever seen Avatar, The Last Airbender. It's a cartoon. It's an anime, if you will.
I've been told distinctly that it does not count as an anime.
I was talking about your anime.
Oh, of course.
What is it if it's not an anime?
I think it's just an animated.
It's just an
show.
animated cartoon.
I think anime has to be from Japan.
Oh.
And Appa and Momo are Korean, so I think it's from Korea.
Momo is not Korean.
I was talking about a different Momo.
So Appa is one of the Last Airbender is a character in this show called Avatar: The Last Airbender, and he has these two like animal type people who are just like always there for him and with him and love him and help him, and Appa is one of them.
And it also means father in Korean.
And it does also mean father in Korean.
South Korean. I don't know North Korean.
Look, I think right now, I think everybody should.
I think everybody on your phone, if you're on your phone, look
if you're
it up.
driving right now, just
pull over.
If you're doing laundry, you can stop.
Ask Cyrus. Ask Siri.
No, don't ask her. She doesn't know.
But so then where did Momo come from?
Well, so Momo did come from Avatar.
Oh, just from the show.
Just from the show. In Korean, mom is Amma, which my mom wanted to be called, and she did not get that. On the day Poppy was born, the morning after, like, we were waiting for breakfast. My mom was going to bring us breakfast, and Ryan was holding Poppy, and as a joke said, I don't even know how you said it. You said like, "Are you excited for Gumpy to come see you?" or something.
Yeah, I think I said something like that. Like, "Oh, Gumpy's on her way."
And I said, "Why did you say that?" And he said, "I don't know." Anyway, so now my mom is Gumpy. There's no, I did not, I thought she might be Amma. And so I was like, I can't be.
And we also have no Korean relations.
Yes.
So if we were both going by the Korean, I feel like that would be weird.
Yeah, that would be pretty, what's the thing, like cultural appropriation, not appreciation, because almost the opposite. But yeah, so Momo is the other character in this show, and it just adds another O to the word mom. But for some reason, it is really difficult that Ryan and I go by different names. And while I think in the sense of, yes, I'm her mom and you are her dad or her father or her fata, or what is it in Dutch?
No idea.
Swedish?
I don't know.
No. Ooh. Momo is what I like to be called, is what Poppy calls me, and then Appa is what Ryan likes to be called, and it is what actually, I don't know if you even like to be called it.
I don't really mind.
Don't care.
I think it was, yeah.
It was more that I couldn't bear anyone calling you dad.
Yeah.
Because just yuck, dude.
Yeah, I think I was like kind of, and I think still am, like whatever that she goes for. Except for Ryan. That would be weird.
Especially if she called you regular sized Ryan.
Yes.
But that's okay because it was just his nickname in high school.
It's a callback.
They know.
But yeah, I think when you were saying that you liked Momo and Appa, I was like, oh, what's that from? And then I remembered from the show and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I think it worked for us. And I think it still does.
We'll see.
We'll see if it sticks. I was going to let us talk about the other hot. I think that's it. I think we should just talk about that. I
think that's enough hot button issues.
That's enough hot button issues. So if you ever see us out there parenting, you can call me Poppy's mom.
And don't approach me.
He's really not approachable.
Yeah, I think like especially in the kind of parents, mom and dad, like those still work for like the colloquial or whatever.
Yeah. Like we are those things. All right. Do you have anything you want to talk about before we hang up?
No, I think that's good. We did it.
High five. All right. Thanks for coming. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
Thanks for coming. See you next time. We do it.
Oh, look, there's a tuning fork. I don't know what that did. Anyway, love you, love you, love you. Bye. For those of you who love nomadic adventures and just can't get enough, please head over to our Patreon. If you contribute, you can join in and be a part of our nomadic parenting community, as well as get some behind the scene content. And if you don't want any of that extra stuff, you can actually just click the support the show link in the info of this episode, and you can support the show for as little as $3. Any little bit helps us keep going. I do this entire podcast for the most part on my own. I am the editor, I am the scheduler, I am the planner, the interviewer, the marketing manager, and the all-around hat wearer. And truly, any support helps. And if you support us this week, next week, we will give you a shout out, a thank you directly to you on the episode, just, saying thanks so much for supporting us. And if you're like, hey, I would love to support, but I don't really have the money, or I don't want to give my money to you guys, that's totally cool too. There are so many other ways to support. You can head to Instagram, Threads, YouTube, all the social medias. We're under Nomadic Adventure Pod. If you have an idea for the show, if you think you know somebody who would be a great guest, or if you just have a question or want to talk to me, you can send me a text. The info for that is also in the info of this episode. So there's links there for you to support the show, to text us, to follow our socials, blah, 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 blah. Come, hold my hand. Let's go on an adventure.